As a kid growing up, I really didn't know what was going on. Neither of us did. We would kind of be sent away to live with our grandparents for 6 months or a year while things were happening. We just knew that something was changing with the house and that we would come back eventually. And so we did that kind of all through elementary school. So my mom had schizoaffective disorder, and she struggled with it, we think, kind of since she was a child, although the symptoms were pretty mild. And then right after she had my younger sister, we think kind of a postpartum depression, kind of went untreated for a few years and kind of blew into this full-blown schizoaffective disorder. So she was in and out of involuntary mental hospitalizations, so Rusk State Hospital, Ben Taub here in Houston. So a lot of the symptoms that she would experience would be, she would have a really difficult time focusing and planning tasks. So our house was pretty dirty all the time. We didn't have a lot of discipline in the house, and now that I look back on it, I realize that this was all because she was kind of fighting with these voices in her head. Right. She also had trichotillomania, which is where she would like pull out her hair kind of compulsively. She would stand on the corner and yell at cars passing by, telling them to slow down. There were just kind of like a range of symptoms. And if you met her, you wouldn't really notice anything was off. But if you knew her kind of for longer than a week, then things would kind of start to show up and you'd start to see the symptoms come through. So we would go to families therapy sessions, she would go to sessions by herself, and people kind of learn how to work the system over time, right? So people who have mental illness know the right answers to the right questions. So if you would ask her, does she hear voices? She would say no. But if you asked her, are you hearing the voice? She would say yes. And then she would talk to you about the voice in her head. So she would have mood swings. It would be really difficult to understand. She would be very, very angry for 1 minute about something that would seem innocuous, and then 2 hours later she would want to be nice and make up and everything and just kind of pretend that nothing else had happened. So if any of this sounds like you or a family member, a person that you love, if you're struggling with feelings or thoughts that you can't control and that are disrupting your life on a daily basis, I highly encourage you to come to either one of NAMI's classes or to come to one of our support groups and just listen. You'll know from yourself and your own experience whether or not this is going to be the best place for you.